All right, guys, we will go ahead and get started for those of you who have joined us this evening. Um, this is, if this is your first yoga live with us, welcome to Pure Health Performance Yoga. We're excited to have you here. Um, I am Kaylee West. I am going to walk you guys through our yoga class this evening. I will say first and foremost that today has been kind of a rough day for me. So, for whatever reason, like the whole weight of the entire situation that we are all currently finding ourselves in has really been on me today. So hopefully I can keep it together and still deliver a pretty solid class for y'all. But we are going to start in child's pose because it is a pose of rest and restoration. I'll turn the volume down real quick. Alexa, volume 3. Um, but I do want to say that the focus today is going to be on recharging and trying to restore positive energy and generate some kind of positive heat while we're moving. So if everybody will meet me in a child's pose on your mat. In child's pose, we have our toes are together, our knees are spread wide, and we're just going to extend our palms out in front. And drive your forehead toward the floor. So it doesn't have to rest on the floor. If you can reach the floor, that's perfect. But it's perfectly fine if you're not quite there. And while you're here, we're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And I want you to notice the way that your ribs expand as you're inhaling, and then as you exhale, I want you to focus on the way it feels to have an empty rib cage. And when you have exhaled, I want you to leave your lungs empty for just a 3 count. So we're going to inhale, and then exhale, and then wait for 3. 1, 2, 3. Inhale, exhale, 1, 2, 3. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Let's walk our hands to the right side of our mat. Nice gentle side body stretch. And then coming back through center, we'll walk our hands to the left. Coming back through center, we'll press up onto our knees and lift our hands up into the air. Big inhale here. Exhale, leaning over to the right, taking the left hand overhead. Inhale up. And exhale to the left. Inhale up. Exhale, bringing the hands through heart center, planting them on the mat for a tabletop pose. Making sure to turn the eyes of the elbows forward. Keeping the arms tucked into the rib cage. We'll inhale, dropping our bellies for cow. Taking our gaze to the ceiling. And then as we exhale, roll up through the spine for cat. Inhale, cow. And exhale, cat. Inhaling, cow. Exhaling, cat. Shaking your hips from side to side, we'll wag our tail. So just shifting the hips to the right, gazing over the right shoulder. Shifting the hips to the left, gazing over the left shoulder. Alternating sides. Warming up the side body. And then planting through the left knee and the right palm, we'll extend the right leg and left arm forward and backward. Driving energy out through the fingertips and the heel. Foot is flexed. Then return them to the mat. We'll repeat on the opposite side. Bringing it down. Inhale up. swiping from side to side, exhaling down. Inhale up. And exhale down. Curling the toes under. Press the hips to the sky for downward facing dog. You need to bend your knees or shift your weight. Straighten one leg, soften the other. Rock the hips from side to side. Just establishing movement here. Bending the knees, straightening the legs. We're just warming up. Ask your body what it needs today. Focusing on your breathing and on moving with your breath in this dancing downward dog. We're turning both heels toward the floor. We'll soften our knees, taking our gaze between our palms. And as you hop, step, or walk to the front of your mat, I want you to focus on that forward fold. Nodding the head yes, shaking the head no. Soften one knee, straighten the other. Same thing that we did in the downward dog. Just embracing movement today. As you inhale, I want you to roll one vertebrae at a time, back up to a standing position, and take the hands all the way to the ceiling. We'll exhale, sitting back into chair. Floating up, reaching for the sky. Gentle back bend here. And exhale back into chair. Inhale up. Exhale back bend. Inhale up. And exhale chair. Inhale, sweeping the hands up to the sky. And as we exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Letting the head hang heavy. Nodding yes. And shaking no. Softening your knees, I'd like you to take your palms and place them underneath your feet, facing upward, stretching out the wrists. So you can soften the knees as much as you need to make this possible. And once you're there, if you'd like to try to straighten your knees, feel free. And releasing the hands, placing them on the floor. We'll hop, step, or walk back to a high plank. And then exhale, chaturanga, elbows into the rib cage. Before inhaling up to cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Planting into the left heel. Extend the right heel up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. Gazing underneath the right arm. And then bending the right knee, allowing the leg to reach even further back. As you exhale, bring the right knee to the right elbow. Inhale back up, three-legged down dog. Before rolling through, bringing the knee into the chest. Inhale up. And with this last one, we're going to sweep the right leg underneath and reach for the sky with the left hand for palm and star. Your right foot can either be off the floor or on the floor. Left hand returns to the mat, right leg to the sky. Nice slight back bend here. And then we'll reach the right foot through and plant it between the palms for a runner's lunge. I'll switch sides for you guys here. Runner's lunge. Dropping the back knee down and uncurling the toes. Press up into dragon pose. Adding a quad stretch by reaching back with the right hand and seeking the right foot. This is optional. If you'd like to add it, feel free. And if you're here and would like to, you can release that back knee. We'll shift back into a single leg split. Just bringing head toward the knee, if not to the knee. Shifting our hips back toward our feet or our back foot. Coming back into dragon pose. Chest is high and tall. Before sweeping the hips back for a single leg split. Walking forward into dragon. And then from here, taking the hands to the inside of the right foot for lizard pose. In lizard, you can roll out to the outer blade edge of the right foot. Let the knee track out over to the side. And you can walk the hands out as far as is comfortable. If you'd like to or have the flexibility to, the elbows are also an option here. Hold, please. Let me get you guys set up. Perfect. All right. So, if you are here in lizard pose, I will give you the option if you are working on a split or want to work on a split. This is a good opportunity to slide the right leg forward and practice on that flexibility here. Completely optional, just if something you're working on. If you're in a split, return back to lizard, and we'll press up onto our hands, curling the back toes under, lift up into that runner's lunge, taking the back knee off the floor, and then we'll inhale our hands up to the sky for crescent pose. Like I said, my focus today is going to be on creating energy. So from here, bringing the hands through heart center, finding buoyancy in the back leg, we're going to sail forward into a warrior three, which is a balanced posture. In warrior three, we want to focus on keeping the suspending leg soft. Arms are out to the side in a T, pressed behind, or extended out in front. It is a slight back bend pose. So if you'd like to place the hands at the low back to establish that back bend, that's an option as well. And then taking the hands to the floor, we will take the left foot to the sky for a single leg split. As we return the left leg to the floor, we will do so in a wide straddle split, walking ourselves through center. Taking a moment to hang here, nodding the head yes, and shaking the head no. Walking our hands back toward whichever foot is at the front of your mat. We're going to step back to a high plank. Exhale, chaturanga to the floor. Inhale, upward dog. And exhale, downward dog. This time, shifting the weight to the right foot, we'll take the left heel to the sky for three-legged down dog. Our gaze is underneath the left arm. And you can bend the knee to further open up the hips to the left side. Keeping the knee bent, we're going to bring it to the outside left elbow. Inhaling back up to three-legged down dog. Exhale, bringing the knee into the chest, high plank. Inhale, three-legged down dog. And then as we exhale, we're going to bring the leg across, sweeping it through, and taking the right palm to the sky for fallen star. Again, left foot is either off the floor or on, whichever is comfortable for you. Right hand returns to the floor, left foot to the sky, three-legged down dog, before sweeping it through and planting it between the palms. From here, we'll drop the back knee down, uncurling the toes and pressing up into dragon pose. From here, there's the option for the quad stretch. Bending the right foot, reaching back with the right hand. And releasing that bind if you have it. We're going to shift our weight back to a single leg split. Returning forward for high dragon pose. Exhale, single leg split. Inhale for dragon pose. And exhale, single leg split. Coming back through high dragon, we'll move into lizard pose by bringing our palms to the inside of the left foot and rolling out onto the outer blade edge of that left foot. Again, just walking the hands as far forward as is comfortable for you, or if you can, dropping to the elbows. If you're in lizard pose and would like to try a split, you can walk that left foot forward. Settling down into the splits, or as close to a split as is comfortable for you. If you're in a split, we'll return back to lizard pose. Okay. And then push up to high dragon. Taking the hands to either side of the left foot, we're going to curl the toes underneath, returning to a runner's lunge, and then take the hands up to the sky for crescent. From here, bring the hands to heart center, establish some bounce in the back foot, and pick a focal point. When your eyes are focused, feel free to launch yourself forward into warrior three. Again, the hands are out in an airplane, tucked back behind, or extended out in front. Really working to bend the low back and lift the right leg off the floor. Whenever you're ready, we'll take the hands to the mat for standing single leg split. And then reaching with the right foot, we'll plant it back into a wide straddle split, walking ourselves over to center. And just hanging here. Nodding the head yes, and shaking the head no. If you'd like to walk the palms between your legs behind you, this is an option as well. Supporting yourself, either walk your feet out further or walk them in closer, and make note of the difference in the stretch. Notice what feels different here. A wider stance will lead to more of a hamstring stretch. A more narrow stretch will lead to a more abductor stretch on the inside. Walking our hands back toward the front of our mat. We're going to step forward into a standing forward fold. And then rolling up one vertebrae at a time. Nice and slow. Until the head meets us at the top of the mat for mountain. Inhale, sweeping our hands upright, reaching for the sky. And as we exhale, we'll come through heart center into a forward fold. Softening the knees, plant the hands, walk the feet wide on the mat, and drop the hips through into a low yogi squat. If you would like to work on additional balance postures, an opportunity here is to plant the hands. You really want to root and grip the mat with the fingertips here. Tuck the knees into the into the armpits, and we're going to rock ourselves forward onto our palms, lifting the feet off of the floor. You can lift 1 foot or 2 feet. Oof. My balance postures aren't great, so I'm working on those still, but if you would like to establish this here, now's a good opportunity to practice. Whenever you're ready, we're going to sit back on our mat and extend our feet out in front for staff. Inhale, sweeping the hands up to the sky. And exhale, swan diving for forward fold. As we do forward fold, we want to lead with our chest, reaching as far forward as we can before dropping our head as the last movement. Inhaling back up, taking the crown of the head toward the ceiling. We're going to transition from here into a shoulder stand. So planting the hands on either side of the hips, we'll lean back and extend the feet overhead, supporting our low back with our palms. Exploring the space here if you'd like. Bending one knee, straightening the other, shifting the hips from side to side. Working on your splits. Just establishing what's comfortable for you. And then as we're ready to come out of it, we'll keep the core tight and roll down to the floor. Extending our feet out, curling our shoulder blades under, and allowing our hands to face the ceiling for final relaxation. For those of you who are joining me here, please close your eyes, focusing on breathing in and out through the nose. Notice your heart rate. Every inhale and exhale, focus on slowing it. Big breaths in and big exhales. We are definitely living in a strange time. There's a lot of anxiety for each of us independently. There's also a lot of ambient anxiety. I think we as a culture are all very, very much feeling that collective concern. Like I said, for me today, it was kind of a rough day. I started thinking about the future and things that are out of my control. I started worrying about family members that I can't see, that I haven't seen in a while. Concerned that they might catch it, that they, might be too far away for me to reach. But again, this is a time where we can all be focusing on making peace with things that are out of our control. I think this is a real and true opportunity to focus on our endurance, not only as a culture, as a community, as a species, but as individuals. Our ability to endure silence, to endure isolation, to endure sitting with ourselves and exploring the range of feelings that we're having during this time. I think, I don't do a great job personally of talking to people about my feelings, so I'm working on that. That's become one of my pet projects during this time. But as always, if you guys need anything, obviously we are here. We're here to help in any way. We know that physical fitness is very much an emotional process. So if you need anybody to talk to, if you need anything from us, any of the coaches, Daniel, myself, Brittany, Jeremiah, all of us are here for you. Just let us know if you need anything. In the meantime, if you're in final relaxation and you just want to stay there, feel free. You can wait out the end of this video. You can wait out the end of time as far as I'm concerned. You can lay there until you fall asleep and pick back up life in the morning. I will not judge. But for me, I am signing off. So the light in me sees and honors the light in each and every one of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining us. And we will see you next time for Yoga Live.